Okay, so now we're gonna go into like the really cool stuff. I'm going to be teaching you your chart. So basically, I'm gonna teach it to you. So a lot of the things that I tell you right now, it's not gonna make sense, or it might make sense later. But well, the point is, it's gonna make sense later. Like you'll see certain things happening, certain trends, and you'll be able to know how to make of it. I'm just gonna give you like a bizarre example. Like, since we're gonna be talking about the second house, and it has to do with your singing, and let's say you had a Jupiter influence, which is Jupiter is the planet of good luck, and it was hitting your 10th house, which is the house of career. You knew this was happening on these days, and somebody overheard you singing, and you got an offered a gig to pursue singing, and you're like, should I do it? This is kind of crazy. Well, according to your chart, if you were secretly singing, and I didn't know, but in case you were, yes, like the answer would be yes. You have all these planets that are supporting in the area that like would show that you have a wonderful voice and you could become very successful and make money from it. And I'll teach you all about that. And I'll teach you, I hope I don't forget anything, because I learned some like really interesting stuff about your chart, so I had to like rewatch certain things, and I didn't want to miss that information because I thought it was really important. But if I miss anything, I'm just gonna redo it. I'm just doing like the main chunk of it, the main chunk of your astrology that I found was like really interesting first, and then tomorrow I'll do like little tidbits of like your career in general and stuff. So when we look at a chart, the first house is your life path, like what you're going to be doing here, what is your purpose, like who you are, how people see you. You're a Leo. People see you as somebody who's the big man on campus, someone who's going to be the boss. No one's going to tell a Leo what to do. Someone who Leo is the sign, and the sun is a sign that channels divine knowledge. So it's like wherever you have Leo in your chart is like where you channel information from the divine, like you know you're correct, and you have that in your first house, which is like your life path. The second house, all right, this one, if you see, it's the thing that's supporting the first house. It's like what the first house sits on. So it's the house of income, the house of food, the house of all the basic essential needs that anybody would need to survive. If you think about it, if the first house like is your life path and you're like a baby, the second house is like all the things that's going to support like a baby, like food, money, the family heritage, you know, like even though the fourth house is usually the home, the second house is like the spirit of the family. So it's what's the lineage of the family, and it's also, the second house is also going to be what we value. So I'm just going to give you an example of me, since I know myself, but my second house is Pisces. Pisces is the sign of spirituality. That's all I value. It's all spiritual stuff, and whatever you value is whatever you're going to have in store. So the second house is what you store, what you own, what you store, what you value. It rules the face, especially this region of the face, in the throat. It rules, it's the house of Taurus. So it's like, if you want to know what the energy of the second house is, it's going to be Taurus, which is luxury, food, pleasures, money. That's like basically what this house is, and you have all your plans over here. So when I see that, that basically means you're gonna have money. Like, and I'll teach you another thing. So when we look at all the when you look at this, you have the first house is Leo, Virgo, Libra. Each of these signs have a ruling planet. So we talked about this yesterday a little bit. So Leo is gonna be the sun. Virgo is gonna be Mercury. What we do is we can see how the planets are going to interact and where you're going to get that energy from by seeing where the rulers go. So let me give you an example. Second house is money, how you make money. If the second house was and second house is Mercury. I'm going to give you a separate example so you have like an idea. So let's say Mercury was in the 12th was in the 12th house. That would mean you could get money from 12th house things. What's that? Hotels, libraries, spirituality. You could get it from, so it rules foreign lands. So you can have your money in foreign lands, like foreign bank accounts. If Mercury had only blue lines, then you would have, you would get away with it. Like it would be a good thing. But let's say like you had Mercury in the 12th house, so you had money in offshore bank accounts, but there was a lot of red lines. You're gonna get in trouble from the government or the bank or whatever. So like, this is how like all these, you know, like sometimes I'll explain the basics of astrology, like the natal chart and the energies and the planets, but this stuff is where it gets really crazy, and it's so interesting because like for me it was like so accurate. It was accurate in Placidus house, and it was accurate in whole signs, which this is. And when you use whole signs, you can use the ancient Vedic system to find wealth yogas, which is another interesting thing because you have 3 wealth yogas. I'm going to go through one of them. But basically, wealth yogas is combinations of like the planets and the rulerships. It's a combination of the house and the ruler where it's at. And when certain rulers are in certain houses compared to the actual house we're talking about, these are wealth yogas, and these would indicate somebody's gonna be rich or gonna have good karma in that area. So when I was first learning this from Astrolata, like an example she mentioned with somebody who has a lot of wealth yogas is Mark Zuckerberg. You know, like, so this is the kind of you just get kind of lucky and with have a lot of good luck and stuff. You know, if this is not something that you see right now, I'm telling you, you're gonna see it like later. So whenever somebody has like a wealth yoga, this is like really cool. But so you have a wealth yoga. If you look at your second house, your ruler is Virgo. So where is Virgo's ruler, which is Mercury? And it goes it's in the second house. The ruler of the second is in the second. So I guess I'm going a little bit out of order here. I just wanted to like let you know this part. But that is a wealth yoga. Another wealth yoga would be the ruler of the 11th in the second, which you have, and the ruler of the 9th, the 5th and the 9th, or the 9th and the 5th. I'm pretty sure I have to just go back to the videos to like check, and I don't want to give you like half of the information because this is like really cool stuff. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to your chart and I'm going to focus on the second house, what it means, what all these planets mean individually, one of the things that I noticed on how the planets are interacting. And so you get a good idea, just because if you look at your chart, that is a big focus. Like there's a lot of energy here. Whenever you have a lot of planets in one house, that's called a stellium. That means that you have kind of like a mission in life to focus in this area. And even if you don't want to focus, like this is all you're going to care about, you know, like, or like different things, people are going to start mentioning different things, and it's going to be about this. It's going to be like, there's going to be a lot of energy here, you know. So somebody could say they want to make a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of planets in the second house. They'll just think about it and it'll go away. This is like concentrated focus. So this is going to be really important, and it might give you characteristics of being a Taurus a little bit, you know, which is like hoarding and keeping, storing, you know, being a storehouse. Tauruses are also kind of like lazier because they like enjoy the luxuries of life and stuff. So we'll get into all that in the next video.